I think
an extra hour. No,
I
maybe a little
think
more.
this entire show should
I woke,
just be making fun of Aaron
I
and
woke up.
his.
I was like,
I, w- I was gonna
part of it will be.
I was gonna send out a notification. I was gonna send out, hey guys, remember daylight savings, but I got lazy.
Everyone's phone is gonna. Hey, hey, dude, go up to your room. Oh my god.
When he comes down,
Okay.
I want him to do a review on the game he's playing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What is going on? The dog. She's yelling at the dog now. Oh my god.
Could be one of these days.
Chaos. Chaos around here.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
I've been getting my dad. You've been playing PlayStation with my dad online. I
Oh
tried
yeah,
to
you still got. Yeah, you said when you were up here, you got him playing again.
Yeah. So I tried to play this game called Payday with him. Payday is like you're
Mm-hmm.
bank robbers and you have to like try to rob banks and stuff and yeah, I it didn't really work out too well. Like my dad and he's never really been the action gamer type. He likes
Yeah.
things that are a little bit more methodical and things like that. So I thought maybe this could be a good blend because you have to like plan out your robbery and a lot of it you can try to do stealth so it's not like a run and gun game, but when
Mm-hmm.
when it hits the fan, it it gets chaotic. Like, police just start pouring out all over the place, guys coming out in like bomb suits and it gets pretty nasty quickly. So the mission we did devolved really really quickly and it made me go, you know what, I don't think this is quite the right kind of game for him, so I have to go back to the drawing board and figure out something else.
Is he retired?
Yep. he's,
No, nice.
he's got a shirt that says every day is Saturday.
He's pretty young.
Yeah, 63.
Yeah, that's really.
What was
What
it?
was the next card?
Scissors.
Scissors. A giant pair of scissors. Nice.
Scissors.
So how would you rate this game that you're playing?
Elijah, he wants to ask you a question.
What, how would you rate
You
on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the game?
both have headphones.
10.
10. What's your favorite part?
Everything.
Everything is how are the graphics.
Uh,
Great.
Listen, where are you? Oh
Video games are great.
my god.
Easy.
Drink some juice or something.
Some gin and juice.
Now where you going? Oh, no. Elijah, go help Kate find the dog. Oh my god. Go help Kate find the dog. Go on.
Where'd the dog go? They run away?
Elijah, take that off. Put your shoes on.
Oh my.
Go help her.
I am going out like 2 seconds.
Put your shoes on and go help find the dog. Shoes on.
That reminds me, man, when I was a kid in the summertime, I never wore shoes.
It's summertime now.
My feet,
Who's this?
man, I can't wait for the draft.
Hold on. Going through the draft.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous though about free agency right now.
You guys could do every. Don't you? You guys have some cat lot of cap space.
Oh
Don't you?
yeah, we got a ton of cap, but that's
Cap.
why I'm nervous. Is I don't want them to just go, oh well, now we got to go big spend. Like, I think last year the big spending spree that Miami had, it some of them panned out. Like getting Byron Jones to play opposite of Xavier Howard was a good pickup. Like I think corner is one of those things where if you can get a good cornerback in free agency, that might be worth the spend because they're so rare. But like some of the other picks, like Kyle Van Noy, he's not with the team anymore. Shaq Lawson, I think, he wasn't really that great. their best players were like either players that they drafted or players that they signed from like unrestricted undrafted free agents. So I don't know. I've always been I've always been in the camp that free agency is not the way that you build a team. Like you can plug in some holes, but if you're building a team over, it's got to be through the draft and it's got to be through trades and things like that. Like free agency's rarely the way to go.
I don't know. It depends on the player. It's all crapshoot, really.
Yeah.
Injuries play a role in all of it. If
Mhm.
you're trying to get an older player, you got to, someone's got to change just your system. Whatever you're
Mhm.
running, you got to make a bot. You can't just get anybody.
Yeah.
That's why you can't just throw Juju in there. You can't just throw Connor in there.
No.
You know what I mean? For what? To keep your quarterback upright, Connor would be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As an outlet pass, Connor would be great. As a every down running back, he's limited physically in his running capability.
Yeah.
Juju is a slot. Hey, he was dope. He's dope as a slot, but how much you paying a slot receiver?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
A number 3 guy, who's, he's your 2 guy. Your first look is going to be your out, then you go in, so he's 2, and then 3, the other side of the field. So he's a, you know what I mean? And I don't think there's a knock on him, but that's what he is now.
Yeah.
The only way he can do anything else is if his quarterback play is like really, really excellent, or he's schemed dope.
Mhm.
Scheme. I don't know. You know your team more than I do.
Yeah,
Your quarterback.
But the thing that frustrates me with a lot of fans is when people like are talking, like I'll just use Deshaun Watson, like you have to do everything possible to get Deshaun Watson, and they'll trade their 2 first-round picks, their 2 second-round picks this year, and Xavier Howard and Christian Wilkinson, their 2 best defensive players, probably the 2 best players on their team right now, to get Deshaun Watson, and I'm like, you're not making your team better that way. Like there's a myth about the franchise quarterback that is being perpetuated, and that it's you have to get a franchise quarterback at all cost. The reality is you have to get a franchise quarterback on a team friendly deal so that you can build around them to have the most success possible. That's why like Dallas, I guarantee you Dallas is going to be a fringe playoff team for the duration of Dak's career because his contract's going to be so prohibitive.
I don't think so. I think every year this is the first year the cap hasn't gone up.
Yeah.
He's locked in. They got him for 5 years. By the 3rd year, he's gonna he won't be as highly paid regardless.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think his age and his ability. This isn't Joe Flacco.
No.
Paying Joe lifetime of service. He finally gets one,
Mm-hmm.
and he's shot next year.
What about Russell Wilson?
Russell's in the boat though, but he's already made his money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Depends on he's okay. If you're in the running for MVP of the league every year,
So this
for the
has
past 3,
so this has nothing to
you're getting
do.
paid.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with the talent and everything. This is just in a hard cap era. Once you have a franchise quarterback that you're paying big dollar to, you have to make sacrifices elsewhere on the team. And that's what Seattle had to do.
That's what I don't know. If like the best thing that happened was the kid Kansas City. He signed that long ass deal.
Yeah.
They're restructuring it. When you get that money,
Mhm.
get as much guarantee as you can, stretch the shit out,
Yeah.
play as good as you can in your whole career, and restructure with the team. You know what I mean? You have to do that. The value of those guys is unimaginable. You can't win without that guy. Brady was $20 million.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Now he's not 40, he's 20. He's also old, and he also only there to win Super. You know what I mean? And his wife makes more than him.
Yeah.
Always has. So the money's not an issue. But not everybody's in the same boat though. Brady was $100 million quarterback, been $100 million quarterback for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He just spread his shit out and played with it the whole time there. And he didn't completely max out.
But yeah,
He didn't completely max.
and that gave the team more flexibility to keep players on.
But he's a singularity in that fact that his wife makes more money.
Yeah.
Than him.
But let
No one else in professional sports does that.
Let me ask you this. As a
You're never
quarterback.
gonna get that guy. You're never gonna get that guy again.
Okay, but let me ask you this: as a quarterback, is it more important for you to max out your wealth, or is it more important for you to win Super Bowls?
You
That's the
have to do
question that you're
both.
going to have to ask.
You have to do both, and it should not be reliant upon the player to make that decision. That's bullshit.
I
I
mean,
think
why
that's
not?
bull.
I mean, the
That
player.
front office needs to. The front office needs to be smart enough to do it. If you get one of these guys, you gotta pay them that much money. Then you figure it out.
Well, how many times has a big money quarterback in free agency era won the Super Bowl?
There aren't any because those teams let them go.
Yeah, because they.
It does not exist. Nobody lets them go.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Nobody-
But it's not.
no, nobody.
It's. Let me think about it.
Your theory is irrelevant because no one's ever let them go.
What I don't understand what you're saying.
You said how many times in free agency has a
No, I
top
said
flight
in
quarterback?
the free agency era
Yeah.
since like '93. How many times has a big money quarterback won a Super Bowl?
Oh, a big money quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? Max money, multiple amount of money you can. Is a dog found or gone? Find a dog. Okay.
I'm talking about a quarterback who makes around 15% of the salary cap.
I don't know. Aaron, Tom, they've all been maxed out. They won multiple Super Bowls. I don't know
Who?
what-
Aaron Rodgers?
Hey, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. They've all won
Aaron
Super Bowls.
Rodgers did not
Highest-
win. Aaron Rodgers did not win the Super Bowl when he was under a big contract. Russell Wilson hasn't won a playoff game since he signed his first big deal.
Russell, no, I agree with that.
I mean,
His
Joe Flacco's
93.
another one. Tom Brady, again, he always takes less than market value. I think maybe Peyton Manning.
It's slightly less. It's not. It's slightly less.
It's enough.
not
It's enough
giant.
less to keep them
$20 million.
relevant. So he was never really a
Didn't know-
$20 million quarterback. And besides, like when you're making that much money, and it's easy for me to say because I'm not making that much money, but it's like if I don't know, for me, if you were to say, hey, you can make $40 million a year, or you can make $20 million a year and allow us to build around you, I would take the $20 million because
No, you wouldn't.
yeah, I would. I absolutely would.
You wouldn't take half the money. No,
Yeah, I
you
would.
No one would
If
take
it's going to
half
make
the
me
money.
better, yeah.
40 million over 20 million. That's
Yeah.
not true.
Because to me, it doesn't really make that much of like 20 million at that point doesn't make a huge difference.
It's twice the money.
Yeah, it's twice the money, but at that point, I have so much money. Is it really going to make that much difference in my livelihood?
Twice. No one's doing that.
But why not?
No one in their prime is.
I would.
No one's there. No one on earth is doing that for any job. Why do we ask them to do it?
Ask who to do it. I would do
I
it.
hate this argument.
I would do it right now.
No, you would.
Yeah, I would. If it means
do it.
I would take less money if I could have my
Go ahead.
onshore team back again.
If you had three kids, and
Yeah.
your wife didn't work, you would not do that. If your wife was a billionaire supermodel, you might do that. And the only person who ever did that is Tom Brady. No
Okay,
one else does that.
If
Unless
I,
you're old,
in my current role, had 3 kids, then yeah, that's a little bit different argument. If I am an NFL player and I'm making $20 million a year
With 3
versus
kids.
$40 million with 3 kids, it's not going to be that much of a difference for the kids.
I can't even do this right now. This is so ridiculous. No one's doing that.
There is such thing as enough money.
Go to your room and play and plug it in. Why are you down here? You know she's gonna get in your face. No one's ever gonna do that. And I don't even want to even have this conversation.
But why not?
40 million to 20 million. I'm gonna take 20 million, and we'll have a chance to. No, who does? What are you talking about?
Why wouldn't they?
Why are you asking a player? Why are you asking a player to take half the amount of money he should be getting?
I'm not
To make
asking.
you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire owner. You're a billionaire owner.
I'm not
This starts
talking.
pissing me off.
Okay.
The billionaire owner wants you to take half the money. It's absurd.
Am
And
I
the only people
okay?
who ask to do this are NFL football players who have a shelf life of 3 years. Stop. I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, I think it's disgusting. Half the money? Well, 20 million. What's the difference? It's half the money.
But
Your value.
yeah, it's half the money, but it's not like it's like how much do you make? Like if you make $20,000 a year, right? And now I'm asking you to make 10. That's huge. That's huge. But
People in Erie think I make too much money. My income is posted on the news every year. $75,000 what I do.
Mhm.
People hate my money. People in Erie hate my money.
People in Erie just hate everything.
I'm never doing that. I'm never doing that. I'm not asking anyone else to ever do that.
I'm not
You're
asking
see,
any.
this is the thing.
Okay, time out.
Yes, you are.
I'm not
$20
asking
million,
anybody to do
$40
it.
million.
I'm not going to people. I'm not going to people and asking them to take less money. I'm just asking why more players don't do that if it means they are going to win more games and win more titles.
Because number one, they're not the GM. They're a player. The organization needs to figure out a way.
Okay.
And just sit there and say, no one's ever done it.
Well, if that's the case, then why do them as players want to have more say in the general management aspect, in the team building aspect? They're not the GM.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, like all these players want to have say in personnel decisions and coaching decisions and things like that.
And?
But they don't want to take any of the sacrifice on them to put the team together. Like Russell Wilson.
It all depends on where they are in their careers. It all depends on where they are in their careers and where they are financially.
I mean,
Russell Wilson, with his wife's money, maybe he could do it, but I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like
they're the only earners in their entire families. They're the only earners in their entire families, creating generational wealth.
Yeah.
90.
So you're telling me
50% of them are from broke households.
Yeah. So you're telling me that you cannot generate generational wealth with $20 million.
Dude, it's you're going 20 and 40. You're literally cutting that in half.
So you're saying that 20 million isn't enough? You're telling me you couldn't live on 20 million. If you had 20 million right now, you would be struggling.
Do you make enough money?
Probably.
Do you make enough? Okay. Well, I think you make too much. I think if you took half, the company would do a lot better. Don't you agree?
Okay, so if I
what you make now,
if I were to take half of what I made right now,
that's the argument.
Right? So if I were to take half right now, could I have my onshore team back instead of my offshore team that's messing everything up?
Dad, you're both making the argument.
We're both arguing. No, not like we're making an argument.
Yeah. So if it means that I can have more
that?
success in my career, yeah, I would definitely entertain the idea.
You would take half. You would take half.
Yeah.
I think you're lying.
You think that, but the reality is, I mean, when you're also talking about 20 million versus 40 million versus, you know, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, you can't. You can't go. That's what they pay these people. We make what they pay us. It doesn't matter.
I get that. I get that. I'm just saying that as a person, why wouldn't they even entertain the idea if it means it's going to be better for their legacy?
I also want you to present your company. I also want you to present your company with your proposal.
Oh, they're already doing that.
Hear the results of your
like, first of all, I mean, they're already doing that. Why do you think we're doing our wellness surveys? Right. Since I've been at the company, they've increased our cost of healthcare. They've reduced our partnership, which is basically like profit sharing. Instead of being a flat rate, there's now this equation that they don't share. They've reduced bonuses. They've reduced salary, and they've actually changed salary grades and made more grades so people will max out in their salary sooner, so they have to pay less. right? Because when you're at a certain grade, you're capped. Like you can't make any more at that grade unless you move up to the next grade. So they made it harder to move up in the company, but easier for you to reach the cap. Um, they've also, I mean, obviously they're moving toward more of an offshore, outsourced type of environment. And historically, we're already making at least 20% less than our market value is. Like people in my role should be making, minimum of like 180,000 a year. I'm not touching that. And I'm not seeing any benefit.
This is
And
my
again, like I get it. Like everybody should be trying to
There-
max out their worth, but at some point, like there's a difference. Hmm? Like what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, the cap is the bugaboo. The cap is the bugaboo.
Oh, I know.
Like I hate the cap, but I love the cap, but I hate the cap. Like right now, because of COVID and the lower cap,
Mhm.
the entire playing field is about to get balanced out
Mhm.
hardcore. Like this year, there's not going to
Mhm.
be, the dynasties are over. The 20-year runs are all done across the league,
Mhm.
and everybody. New Orleans is done. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Pittsburgh done. Got to revamp everything. Like it's going to change everything.
Yeah.
That's because of the cap and because of COVID. And so I mean, it's going to be, this is going to be the most interesting offseason ever. And in the next season, it will not look like it did the year before.
No.
The NFL will not look like it did the year before. There's already signs of that at the end of this year.
Here's an interesting
It's got to
question.
be so.
Do you think Pittsburgh, if the NFL didn't have a salary cap, do you think Pittsburgh would be able to compete?
Oh yeah, I mean they all would. I mean the brand and the owners.
Well, I just wonder.
Gambling revenue they're allowed to get now.
Yeah, I just wonder if
They're rich as hell.
they would, like, if the Roonies would do what the Pirates are doing, where the Pirates are not trying to win because they're able to keep their salaries down and still make money. I know the Bengals would absolutely do that. If there's no salary cap and no spending floor, they wouldn't pay anybody because they don't care. Like the Cowboys, like I could see the
See,
Cowboys and Washington.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. The Bengals put together good teams for years. They had this bad reputation.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have playoff success. They went to the playoffs a lot. They had competitive teams.
They had
They almost
okay.
beat us. It's for a long time.
They had okay
They've had
teams,
competitive teams. They've gone to the playoffs.
but
They've had competitive teams and gone to the playoffs.
a lot of teams
Yeah,
have
I don't
gone
think they
to the
deserve
playoffs.
the negativity.
Well, no, it's true. Like they're always, when you look at salary cap, they're always on the, like, and you made this argument earlier on in the year when Tampa Bay was starting to turn it on. You looked at the salary caps of the teams that were doing the best, and they were all pretty much maxed out the salary cap. Every year, the Bengals have a lower salary cap. And it's not just the players, it's the actual organization itself, too. Like, they don't have a scouting department that's nearly as robust as anybody else. They don't
Yeah.
they don't sign big free agents. They don't
They don't have as many coaches.
they don't have
They
as many coaches.
on a team. They don't
Yeah.
have many coaches in the department. They do all that stuff. They do bare bones.
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, they're competitive. I mean, for a long time, like we played against dudes, and like we drop a game,
Mhm.
we meet them in the playoffs, win. They were always tough games for years.
I think that's more of a
Salary cap's
credit to
important,
Marvin
keep-
Harrison. I think Marvin Harrison probably
Lewis.
got a bum. Marvin Lewis. I think he got
Marvin
a little bit
Lewis.
of a bum rap. Like he's a pretty good coach.
He was great for what he had to deal with. He's a damn good coach.
Yeah,
But the shortcomings of the organization are real.
but
My point is that they were competitive even though they did that.
yeah,
And I'm like, so I mean, it can be done. And they didn't have a $1 billion quarterback to pay. That was
Yeah.
helpful.
yeah,
And he was like never. But now they will. Now they will, and that's going to be funny to see how that plays out.
yeah. That's
Because if he stays on track and doesn't If you break one of those thin legs again, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
You might be on the free agent market. You might be-
that's going to be interesting because, like, I saw what that organization did to Carson Palmer, who went through a very similar injury. Carson Palmer was a legit quarterback in the NFL until he got that injury.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. 20 years, they've always had good teams.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're always picking in the bottom half of the
What do you think they
draft.
did to-
What do you mean what they
No,
did to
not
Carson?
always.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Carson
think.
Palmer, what did you see them do?
Oh, they just like after he got hurt, they really didn't try to build around him, and like it got so like they didn't want to pay him, and that's why he was like, hey, I wanna leave. That's why he was. That's why he ended up going to the Raiders.
He was never the same after that injury.
No.
And I think that's more of a medical science thing than it is, it was still in that era where people did not come from injuries like that.
Hmm.
I mean, that was nasty. I mean, that
Yeah.
was one of the nastiest hits ever.
Yeah.
And he was never the same after that. No, I didn't fear him after that. I knew he was afraid after that. You could
Yeah.
see he was afraid after that.
Oh yeah.
He was no longer the I'll stand in there, take it player.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean they
I
were
don't-
think
I
about
never
how
thought he
many.
deserved a giant contract.
No. But I just think about from an organization perspective, like they like yeah they had some good years, but they also had a lot of first overall picks like John Carter, Akili Smith, Carson Palmer. They were picking pretty high when they in the draft when they took Andy Dalton. There's a Andre Smith pick who was hilarious when he ran the 40 without a shirt on. I was still dying about that to this day. That big lineman.
And for me, though, I go back to before that. I mean, I remember Boomer. I remember
Yeah.
Boomer. I remember Carson.
But I think that was before.
My memory of them being.
Oh yeah, but I think that was before Mike Brown took over.
I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
The organization as a whole,
Yeah.
I know they've had more success than people want to give them credit for.
Hmm.
And they do play in division with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now
You
Cleveland.
run a division for. Yeah, and Cleveland's doing something now. I don't know what they're doing, my boy. I don't know.
That's gonna
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
I don't. My thing with Cleveland Lamar is the payday is going to be interesting.
Hmm.
With their paydays, like we're talking about,
Hmm.
is going to jack them up, and I do not believe either guys are worth that kind of money.
No.
I'm sorry, they're running college offenses. They're
Yeah.
running half the field, run one read offenses, and they have not improved at all. Either one, they actually stopped in Cleveland. They stopped pro style, went back to college to find success.
Hmm.
And once that gets figured out, and once somebody can stop that run,
Hmm.
they're going to be done. And I hopefully, like I tell my Browns fans, I hope to God you pay him $40 a year. That's not $40 million, right?
No.
Lamar is gonna get his money. And well, here's your test right now. Here's your theory. Like if I'm Lamar, I take 30.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't honestly take 40. I can't personally as Lamar, knowing what my shortcomings are,
Hmm.
and I mean, I would feel bad about taking $42 million a year if I'm throwing end zone interceptions I mean, like if I know I can't do certain things, I
Mhm.
would feel guilty about it. But if I like Dak, no, Dak can do it all. Like
No.
Russell, he does it all. Prove it. Like just, but Lamar, I don't know, man. They gonna be like, oh, Dak got this. You can get. He gonna be like, if I was him, I'd be like, well, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not that good.
And trust me, at the
Now,
end of the day,
that dude, I wouldn't. If he was honest with himself, that's what he should do. But I
yeah,
hope he doesn't. I hope he blasts him for $45 million a year.
yeah, it'd
I
be
hope
like
they
another
do.
Joe Flacco.
I hope they blast him.
I mean, if they were smart,
Perfectly
man,
fine.
if they
Hey,
were
we've
smart,
been to Super Bowl.
I think if they're smart, Baltimore, what they should do is just run him into the ground like a running back, and then try to draft somebody else.
Yeah, that's the thing with him though. it's too much. That's too much
Yeah.
to. I don't know, and he's so young.
Yeah.
You know,
Now keep in mind,
you're
at the
like,
end of the day, I'm
oh,
pro
it's
player.
like
I'm not pro owner.
if that's a dude. But that's what I'm saying though. That dude though,
Yeah.
I like making fun of Lamar, but Lamar scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that dude is still scary. I don't care when he tucks and goes, when he throws that rope
Yeah.
40 yards down the field. You're like, out. You want to think it's a matter of time. Is it a Josh Allen thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is if he gets a true number one receiver,
Mm-hmm.
will he blow up? You know, that's what they should be looking for in the draft, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets a true number one, can they blow up? Can he get a true number one in the first round of draft? I don't know. Should we do that to free agency?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does he have the work ethic of Josh Allen? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Josh. That dude remade himself. But
I
still, I still feel he's limited as well.
yeah.
I
I
think he's got a true number one, and I don't trust him. But these
yeah.
guys
I
are young
don't know.
though.
They
You know,
are.
we still don't know. These guys are third year in the league. You don't know who these guys are.
Oh yeah.
This might be the greatest draft class ever 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. They're right there. They've all made the playoffs. All three of these guys made the playoffs,
Yeah.
right? Except for one, Drew Rosen. Drew, whatever his name is.
Oh, Josh Rosen.
But no, all of them made the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Josh, yeah. Except for Josh. I'm going to make the other teams pay. No, you aren't. You're going to
Yeah.
get traded all over the league.
You had your
Yeah, I'll
chance
make
in
it 2 years.
Miami. That
You're gonna regret not. I'm gonna make them regret.
he needs to go into that fan football league with Johnny Manziel.
Fans love him. Fans love him. Pittsburgh. Why don't we get Josh? I'm like, what? Every time I see that come up, I'm like, what are you talking about? He needs to do. He needs to shut up. He needs to shut up and go like this. I'll go whisper. And here's the play. Just sit down. Yep. Yeah, on the sideline. Yeah. 10 years. Best job in the world.
Backup.
Backup NFL quarterback.
Oh hell yeah.
NFL quarterback. Best job in the world. The greatest job ever. It's better than a baseball player. Can't
Mhm.
beat it. Your sport's cooler. You don't get hit.
You make that quarterback
Everybody
money.
thinks you're better than the guy starting.
Yeah. You know, it'd be a good
What about
place.
those guys who did that for like 20?
Yeah, like Fitzpatrick for one. Josh McCown.
Fitzpatrick is the most famous one, but there's like always.
Yeah.
I'd always be. Yeah, McCown's. Yeah, I'd always
McCown.
be surprised. I watch a game, all of a sudden, oh, quarterback got hurt. Now, what? He's over here. He's been here.
Yeah.
McCown. What? You see, like, I haven't heard him in like 5 years. Just quiet, just reading that clipboard, sitting in that
Yeah.
meeting, taking great notes, sitting there, just chilling,
Mm-hmm.
just chilling. The practice squad, maybe a little practice squad. They're not even practice squad guys. Actually, they don't run practice squad. They're like, yeah, they're 1-2.
Yeah.
The third guy runs the practice squad. They're just out there, just
Just
toss a
kicking it,
soft
man.
pitch back and forth with the quarterback or something.
I wonder if any of them would be like, any of them would be like, when the quarterback gets hurt, they're gonna be like, oh shit.
Of course they are. That's why they come out. They always suck. They're like, oh, what? Oh, where's my helmet?
I tell you what, man.
But think about it though. You're a quarterback, man. You're like 6'3", handsome white man. Don't do nothing all day long. Get paid. Hold a
You know where-
clipboard.
you know where he
have a
should
great
try to
life.
sign.
Your wife's banging hot. You know that.
Yeah. He should try to sign. Josh Rosen should actually try to
Ooh,
sign
there.
in Kansas City.
Oh God.
Like being behind
Oh,
Patrick
that'd be-
Mahomes.
Oh,
Andy,
what?
like
Yeah.
if he wants to have a chance at a career, Andy Reid's
Little
probably the
pride.
best coach. Oh, I see a dog.
What happened? Did Well, go somewhere. What are you talking about, man? He's losing at his game, so he's freaking out.
What's the matter?
Here, run away. Look, who's that?
What up, dog?
Oh, the runaway. Where'd you go?
What kind of dog is that?
What's up? Australian Shepherd.
Yay. It's a dingo.
Oh my gosh, she's like, fuck. She ain't sat down. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
You want to come up here? You can come up here. Come on, come up here. Let me feel like an animal abuser. All right, whatever.
Animals gotta have rules
No,
like kids.
I don't know, man. It's the thing is though. Back to our original
Yeah.
argument. No, it's not a no. You shouldn't have to. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Like I said, Pittsburgh has been competitive, and like I know they haven't won a super. Okay, have they gone to the postseason? Have they had a losing season? Have they? I mean, have they played really well?
Mhm.
Yes. So I mean, I'm sorry. There's only going to be one team out of 32 each year to win a Super Bowl.
Mhm.
New England's won it plenty of times. They're the outlier once again. They're the outlier because of their situation, his quarterback situation. And unless you find that again, you're not going to get that. You will not get that.
So
So I don't. I mean,
if you had a
the
player,
math is sound, but the reality as people is not going to ever be that. You got to get maxed out, and make the most money as you can when you can.
yeah, but
Now, five
I'm
years
just
from
saying.
now, when that's done, and he still hasn't won a Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, like from my perspective, like there's a big difference between so asking someone making $100,000 a year to take half of a pay cut versus someone who's making $40 million a year. Now, do I think the owner should take a pay cut too? Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm very angry at the owners for like a lot of these like employees, not players, but like people in the organization that, like vendors and things like that that rely on that game day income when they weren't allowing people back into the stadiums. A lot of these owners were just laying them off. These owners make enough money to be able to cut some checks to, support these guys. They're not doing that. But like I said, I'm not asking anybody to do it. I'm just wondering if players would think about doing that. Taking less money to build a stronger
I
team.
mean, they do. Brady did it in his prime. Other players
Hmm.
do it when they're old.
Yeah,
Happens all the time.
but that's why
They
I'm not too
restructure. They
keen on
restructure.
getting Deshaun
Push it
Watson.
down. Well, you can't. I mean, there's no equal. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
give away your best cornerback and
No,
four
we just.
draft picks for this guy. I mean, yeah, he's the best. He's the best quarterback in football. He
Hmm.
just is. I mean, statistically, he's the best. And
Hmm.
but if you gut your team for him, it makes no sense. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in Texas. The owner had some racial stuff years ago. I JJ Watt got released. I mean, I don't know why he can't be happy there.
Hmm.
Texas sucks. It's a free market, whatever Republican state I want to get out to. But you also get to keep all your money,
Yeah.
and it's like, I mean, you can he's making there. He's keeping that money.
Oh yeah.
Like there's nowhere else to go except Florida.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so it's like you got the money, and
If
somehow
I
you want
had
out of there.
all that money, I would probably spend it on a house.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he got a house. Dude, I mean, it, I don't know. These guys got weird stuff wrong with him. Who knows? It'll come out in the end in some book some year
I
about
spent
why
it on
he
a
had
nice
this
house and a
breakup
nice
with
car.
Houston, whatever. He's got decent receiver. Well, okay.
Mhm.
They got rid of the coach who made all those horrible decisions, right?
Hmm.
They have this new 100-year-old black guy coach.
Methuselah.
Obviously they hired him. We all know why they hired him.
Hmm.
Like he's sitting there like, oh no, he doesn't want to work with him. He doesn't want to work with him. The GM they got was the problem.
Yeah.
The first problem was the first problem was getting rid of Newt. Second
Yeah.
problem was getting rid of the GM they got from New England.
Yep.
They got a New England GM, and I think he felt that was still some Ryan stuff. He doesn't want to do things that way. But as an owner, of course, you want to do things New England's way because they win all the time. So I mean, I don't know. I still don't get it. I would just sit. I mean, if I was him, I'd just be happy where I was and try to make the most of it. But again, he's competitive as hell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If he feels they're not winning, he wants to win now. And player empowerment is real. And having the NBA all time is easier in the NBA. There's more power in the NBA. There's
Yeah.
only 5 guys on the court. Baseball has no cap. The NBA's cap has got Larry Bird rules, all kinds of ways around it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's hard. It's hard in the NFL. The system is set up, and it's hard for these dudes to find empowerment, but they still want it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's an uphill battle. I would just be happy with that kind of money he's making.
Yes.
Just ball
Absolutely.
out best I can. Like give the new group a chance.
Mhm.
You know, but something's. I mean, for me, it sounds because Deshaun always seemed like a good guy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something really, really, really bad must have happened. Ownership, like that, no one knows about that he's not talking about.
Mhm.
Like something really, really personal and bad happened.
I think.
What
Yeah.
that could be, I don't know. Or he just got a big head and he's an ego, man.
I mean, from everything, and again, I can only go by what sources are saying because I'm not in the situation. But what sources are saying right now, it's all because um, he was promised to have a say in who the new coach was and who the new GM was, and he didn't. Like they didn't even talk to him. They just went out and hired the guy. Like they hired that Easterby guy, and that was it.
I don't know.
But that just seems
How does
kind
that
of
work,
trivial.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's what I mean. It's like,
But how does that work though? Like, I mean, how is he not involved in it though?
hmm
If he's, I mean, if you're paying this much money and he's supposed to run a scheme,
hmm
and he's found so much success running this certain scheme, offensively, and why isn't he asked? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, why wouldn't you be like, yo, we're trying to do this now? Like, why don't
Yeah.
you should run by that guy. I don't get it.
which is interesting. Like, 'cause this all sounds like it's stemming from the idea that they didn't hire Eric Bieniemy as a head coach,
You want
which is
Eric, okay, that makes sense because of course he does because
yeah.
his homeboy's up there, and he wants to run that offense.
hmm Which is interesting.
That
As
makes.
why isn't
I mean,
Eric
that makes.
Bieniemy a head coach?
Why does anyone want to hire? They keep saying he's interviewing terribly.
Yeah.
They keep saying he can't handle it. I don't know. Everyone says this stuff. The interviews are bad. The interviews are bad. I'm like, well, why did everybody? I mean, why are other coaches wondering why he doesn't? Can't get. No, he's not interviewing well. Like when you go in an interview, you don't come across as somebody the owner wants to hire. For
Yeah.
some reason, people think that's what's happening.
Why
And
is he?
the interview is no having interviews is good, but the way apparently when he goes in for an interview, this person they're not doing a good job of selling themselves.
Yeah.
Know what that means? Convincing someone to hire them. You ask for a toy, like I have this toy. You try to tell me good things about yourself, why you deserve this toy. No, you don't. Give me the toy for it. That is what you do.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, I want something. Right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. All right.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. I've heard stuff like that. He
Yeah.
doesn't interview well.
Because I would think that if all they were trying to do in Houston was hire someone just to, hire a black guy just to hire a black guy, they would have hired Bieniemy if he was that good because it was the lowest hanging fruit. No one else was
But they
hiring
don't.
him.
Yeah, but they. Yeah, but I also think though maybe it goes back to the owner and his
hmm
willingness to not see any power or control. Like
Yeah.
he wants to control more than anything. Like
Yeah.
like okay, the Steelers, the Rooney's, for the past 3 years,
hmm
Rooney comes out at the end of the season. He goes, I want us to run the ball better. I want us to run the ball better.
hmm
Pittsburgh goes out and does drafts whoever the hell they want to draft.
Yeah.
Now, and because he has a statement, but
You-
the GM and
Mhm.
the coaches get who they want to get.
Yeah.
Now we're all hoping that the fourth year in a row he comes out and says we need to run the ball, we need a better running game. We draft a badass running back and 10 linemen.
hmm
That's what we're all hoping as fans. I mean, if they go off and do whatever they want, last year wide receiver, year before that,
Mhm.
a linebacker, year before that, and this is If they do whatever they want to do again, that's just how they run the organization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not everybody's like that. Patriots
No.
are like that. They let little man do whatever he wants. The owner sits back. Steelers sit back. You know, which I haven't ever understood with the Steelers because their ownership group.
Mhm.
I mean, he was a ball boy during the '70s.
Yeah.
He's been around his entire life. Dan Jr. I'm like Dan the second. I'm just like, I would listen to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he knows more football, but he also knows his position as an owner is to worry about the finances
Yeah.
and then let the coaches coach and the GMG.
Yeah.
Because our
Yeah.
GM is an entity unto itself. He has two people working for him. He's got two minor GMs under him,
Mhm.
and one of them more salary cap oriented, and the other one does whatever. And we're all for the past year we're talking about who's going to take over,
Mhm.
and I don't think Rooney felt either of them were ready, so they brought Hobart back.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and the big fear was one of those his name's Khan, and the other one's something else.
Yeah.
They would fear that one of them was going to leave, but nobody's left so far to take over anywhere else. But but that's his power group.
Yeah.
He makes all these decisions. He goes talks to Tomlin, and they have,
Yeah,
talk
and
to the coaches, whatever.
and I
we need to
really
have
respect
evaluation,
that.
but the owner doesn't have owner. I do to a certain extent, but I would also want him to be a little more Jerry Jones, to be like, I've been telling you for 4 years what to do, and you guys are not doing it. I know we
Mhm.
haven't lost. We've been to the postseason. I got you, but we can't run the damn ball, dude. I need you guys to go get me that big fast guy and those giant animals to the block.
And you
We
need to
gotta
have
do
a
this.
talk with
I don't
Big
care
Ben.
what your fancy schemes are, but we gotta get back.
And you gotta have a talk with Ben about, Ben, you need to swallow some of your pride so we can get back to running the ball because, like you've said before, he does not like turning his back
I
to
don't
hand the
even know
ball
what,
off.
I mean,
That's why they don't do play
one of the
action.
most athletic quarterbacks ever. What is wrong with you? You lost him. That's what I understand. He's so athletic, even at his age, he can run play action. He's
Yeah.
always been athletic. Like, just I don't know what I mean. I don't know if he feels like disrespectful.
Yeah.
I always know what's going on or something. I'm in complete control of that thing, which he saw him do last year against Baltimore and Tennessee in the middle of the season, masterfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we saw him do it, and it was just like, wow, lacing it, throwing it in between 5 arms to the receiver and dropping over in the bucket. Like, no, we can't run. Okay, we can't run. Let's go. 5 wide. It was beautiful. I was
Yeah.
like, this dude is okay. He got it. But the numbers start piling up though. It was 40 throws.
Yeah.
And it was 50 throws. Then it was 45. Then it was 50. Then it was 50 throws. Then it was 45. And you're like, oh, now that arm. And then it just all came crashing down in the house of cards.
Yep.
But dude, but that's it though. But he asked them to run the ball. Hopefully they address it this year. If it's not addressed this year, then that's just how they that's just how they do it. They're
Yeah.
gonna let them do whatever they want. Stop playing. Stop playing it. Stop playing the game. You're done. You're
The
done.
one-
Go do
the one
something else.
thing I'll
Don't
say
make some
about
Legos.
Pittsburgh,
You're getting too mad. You're getting too mad.
the one thing I'll say about Pittsburgh
Do
is
something.
I think sometimes they're a little bit too loyal to like their players, and they keep players around just a little bit too long. Like they probably could have moved on from like Andre or Al Villanueva Alejandro earlier. Like he was on the downside of his career for the past couple of
Yeah, but he
years.
had one of his best years last year.
No, we didn't. Big Al? No, we didn't.
Yeah, but he had one of his best years last year. As a pass blocker, he did. Yeah, as a pass blocker.
He graded out really,
He
really
had a
bad.
great year as a pass blocker. None of them could run.
No,
All didn't
he.
grade out bad.
Yeah, he did.
No. He won his best.
Yeah. Look out his Pro Football Focus
I don't
grade.
remember any of that.
It said just one.
I'll say keeping Pouncey around is I agree with you on that.
Breakfast has a top. Oh, Ruckus has a pump.
Okay, I'm doing something. Go upstairs or go play in the backyard. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Yeah, his pass blocking grade, yeah, was pretty good, but I don't know, man. That whole offensive line hasn't been the same since Munchak has been there.